for it, and we got her scheduled for
Well, that's, was it the Pfizer deal? Yeah, that's interesting because Courtney was supposed to get her second shot.
I remember you told me that.
Still hasn't gotten it.
Well, that's odd, because you might talk to the pharmacy, because when, as soon as they knew Christina needed it, they just pulled out all the stuff to give it to her that day. I mean, even his mother was amazed. Yeah. Well, I actually said, Christina trying to side effects, and how fix and that. You mean they did it already? Yeah. He was geared up for like a couple weeks wait, but, you know, we got her in there, so.
Once I got the finance up on stock too.
They said there were like 100 people on the waiting list. Fee schedule, sorry, we don't have it, and there's about 100 people in front of you. So I'm wondering whether you could give out more shots.
They look like there were a lot of meetings and stuff at the table. Maybe there was multiple installations.
Interesting. Yeah, because you would think they would stop giving new ones until, everybody had the second.
They get caught up on the second. Yeah.
Good conversation.
Yeah, I'll double check. Thank you for that.
Think about it too. As soon as you start making Periscope videos, they switch their scripts. So it's not out the apparent that you can shoot. I've read a lot of victims' blogs where victims have said that when they're trying to catch people who are propped up around them to repeat words and phrases and other DNLP techniques of being stalking, where if the victim pulls out a video camera, the people either walk away or they'll switch their dialogue to where it's not outwardly apparent concerning what they're doing. And it's when you research at Google cyber surveillance and gang stalking, the little maggots who use these useful idiots tell them that when your phone in your pocket vibrates, stop what you're doing. If it vibrates twice, stop what you're doing and walk away. Okay. If it vibrates 3 times, approach the victim and complain that the victim's taking a video picture of them for no reason. And then what they'll do at other times is that when they see the victim is getting out their phone, because the people who are managing them are watching the victim's phone activity. So they'll prop people up around the victim and have these people say what the victim has been sensitized to, whether it be a word, phrase, creating a specific sound the victim's been sensitized to. And then when the victim brings up their phone, and they're watching all the phone activity of the victim, because the little satanic rats who are hosting this have the technology that enables them to watch every single function of the victim's phone. Google my statements of gang stalking. So when they see the victim's phone's already on, maybe the victim is doing something else with their phone, and then they prop the prop, well, they can already see the victim's got the phone on. So they say, well, we know this victim tries to catch evidence of what's propped up around them, so let's bait that victim to bring up Periscope. By propping up the props, by using somebody who's either been used on prior dates, so that when they start having these fake conversations around you, they believe that will cause the victim to think, okay, then they're going to just repeat what they did before. So I'll bring up Periscope since I got my phone on, and you bring up Periscope, and then they don't do it, or they'll do it cleverly, where instead of saying, "Oh my God," and then gang stalk, they might say, "Oh my God," and then say a word that's got the same phonics of stalk. Of gang stalk. This is done to make you look crazy in your videos. Now, I've already seen situations where the police claimed they had no apparent reasons to know why victims' videos were on the internet. Okay, and then used the victim's statements against them in court after a staged event led to an arrest that then led the victim to court. So these little, and by the way, you should also research at Google how they'll prop up incidences, harassment right off the entrance of businesses as well. Now, the little skank with the green shirt, he's been used on about 4 occasions, and before I brought Periscope up, he stood right up here and said, "Suck this," right on the other side of the second water machine here. That was done to get my attention on him. And then as soon as he seen me look at him, he then walked over there, and then the guy from Bonds came out, and then they started the big conversation, and I had already had the phone up. So this was done in order to psychologically motivate me to bring up Periscope. And in order to get me to say, let's see if they say a certain thing, and then if they don't say it, it makes you look stupid. So check this out. Or crazy. And that's another big motive of gang stalking. So go to YouTube and type in a YouTube search box, M as in Mary, MTS, gang stalk, oh my god, suck my DSK. And that's a playlist, one of 40, that's on the internet right now. And now, when you bring that up, you want to sit in a quiet room with good headphones on. And then what you want to do is you want to listen. There's massive amounts of evidence videos within that playlist. So when you bring it up, what you want to do is sit in a quiet room with really good headphones on, and you're gonna know what videos are evidence videos, because in my videos I say, okay, I'm gonna expose some evidence in the video, usually within the first minute or two. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to listen for gang stalk, oh my god, suck my DSK, and or suck DSK being said back to back, yet different people are saying each word, yet they're being said very close together. Like one person will say, oh my god, another one will say suck dick, the other one will say gang stalk, one will say, oh my god, gang, and then another one will say gang stalk, and then another one will say suck my DSK. So you want to listen for that in the background and in the background of the background. Now here's another real fast point I gotta make, and then I gotta let you go because I got stuff to do. About the third or fourth video, you're going to see a video that's only about 39 seconds long. That's me arriving at UCSD, okay, back in 2013. Now, the reason why that's important is because in the video, as soon as you turn it on, you're going to immediately hear gang stalk being said within 1 second. And then when you continue to listen, you're going to massively hear people repeating it while other people are saying, oh my god, while other people are saying, you know, the something DSK. Now that little skank with the green shirt, he's just a little useless idiot. And I've noticed him on occasion here, and they treat him like a person who does some type of community work service to get carts. I don't know what that's about, I don't really care. I'm just making a point for you to know. But what's another important thing about the UCSD video? Well, what's another important thing about it is that the UCSD video, if you look at it really closely, you're going to see that my bike, when you look at a bicycle and you look at how the bicycle's got handlebars, well, when you're arriving at some place, your handlebars are usually facing in the direction of where you're going, right? So when you see that few seconds where you'll see my handlebars, you want to notate that the handlebars are facing, with the front tire, facing towards a building, because I was headed to a building that's called Civic Center Plaza, which is also called the Food Court, which is also called the Price Center. Okay? So you can see I'm arriving there, and the people who are doing it are already there before I arrive. They're already set up and there before I arrive. Now, if you really look in that video, you're going to see a moment when I bring the video up, and you're going to be able to see the building with its name on it. So you'll know that it's UCSD. And I bet I got at least 1,200 audio files of that being caught on all over UCSD property. And I haven't been on UCSD property since 2014. Yet, though, I'm catching still to this date UCSD students being put on buses, bus stops, and at businesses to say it. A lot of them are wearing UCSD apparel. Sometimes I'll see them carry books. And then sometimes I'll just walk up to them and say, hey, are you guys UCSD students? And they'll openly just say yes. And 2 seconds before, I catch them on my tape recorder saying gang stalk. Absolutely. And it's now 2021, 7 years later. Okay? Now, so what, we got to remember what this crime does. This crime looks at your responses. And so just go to Google and type into Google how gang stalking, how one of the biggest motives of gang stalking is to record your responses to what they do to the victim. Because they want to be able to see how the victim is responding to any and all things they do to the victim. And their ability to observe your responses can be done through many different means. What the internet is saying about that is that they put observers in the area, okay, so that the victim can be physically observed so they can watch to see how the victim is responding physically, their body, the way they're carrying their body, the way they might be acting verbally. And you should also know that remote neural monitoring can monitor all your neurological and thinking and emotional responses. Google the hell out of that to gang stalking. So you see, and there's doctors and scientists on the internet literally right now saying that one of the main motives of the harassment is to catalog the responses through RNM, remote neural monitoring. So you should also know that they cyber surveil all your internet activity. So if you're making thousands of YouTube videos over the years and thousands of Periscope videos spread out over 5 separate Periscope accounts showing you expose what's going on and massive evidence concerning it as well. Well, they're monitoring how you're responding to it by watching the content of your video, what you state about what you're enduring. So they say to themselves, okay, well, she states she's wearing a tape recorder in order to catch the harassment they prop up, which I have on 8,600 audio files, right? So they see you're saying that. So they know that then you're trying to catch them. They know that you stated in many of your videos that you try on occasion to catch the stuff on video. So then they're cataloging your responses to what's propped up, right? So then they say to themselves, how can we make the victim look stupid? Well, we can prop up people who have been used in the past, and we can have them stand around the target. Then we can have one or two of them say what she's been sensitized to, while the victim is already on their phone. So then the victim says, I'm going to try and catch it, because they know that the victim has responded to the same exact identical harassment in that way on prior dates. So they believe that might motivate the victim to bring up Periscope while the victim's already on the phone, because I'm uploading a video from my downloads file to YouTube, right? So they're just saying through deduction, we know how she thinks, we know how she responds, so let's see if she brings up Periscope while she's got the phone on, and let's see if she'll make a video. And then when she goes to make the video, they are then notified by their phones vibrating in their pocket to stop the harassment. Now, the individual in the blue jeans that I pointed out, who was standing there talking with the guy in the green shirt, he's been caught on several occasions saying suck dick and gang stalk around me, coming and going from this establishment and being in it, Bon's grocery store. Absolutely. Okay? Absolutely. And the guy in the green shirt, he's been caught standing around me on at least 6 different occasions on prior dates, saying it all at different spots all along the entrance of this facility. So I don't have a problem with exposing this, because Baby Cakes and Sweethearts, all you got, in that MTS Gang Stalk, oh my God, Suck My DSEK playlist, you're literally going to see the San Diego prosecutors and public defenders being caught inside the courthouse on October 23rd, 2015. Now, I had already had hundreds of YouTube videos on the internet before that showing me state that I'm putting up with it along all my routes. Okay? And at wooded areas, because this crime may be homeless. So think about what I'm saying. When you put a YouTube video on the internet, it's got a publish date. So say if you put a YouTube video on the internet in 2011, 12, 13, 14, that people are being propped up around you to repeat gang stalk, oh my God, and suck DSEK, and then you catch the San Diego prosecutors and public defenders doing it in the courthouse on your tape recorder on October 23rd, 2015, and on other dates, and you upload that audio to YouTube, showing the electronic time and date stamp on the tape recorder and showing them doing it from the tape recorder, well, then it had to show that one incident in itself proved that I was telling the truth in all the prior videos. Because do you honestly think that I'm going to be able to, if I wasn't enduring this, do you honestly think, if I wasn't enduring gang stalking at all, do you honestly think that I just woke up one day and said, I'm going to imagine people getting around me and saying these bizarre words in the bizarre ways that they're said, and then make videos about it, and then magically catch it out of the blue happening through innocent means years later? Think about what I'm saying, okay? So, I tell you what I want to do. After I get done making this video, I'm going to go into the YouTube search box, and I'm going to bring up that playlist, and then I'm going to make another immediate Periscope video, and I'm going to paste that playlist YouTube URL link in it, so you can bring it up immediately and see it. So I'll be doing that within 2 minutes of completing this video, which I'm going to do right now. Today's date is March 30th, 2020. And by the way, homeless people are also other types of people that they use around me. I'm being subject to these sick demonic rats and their sick, stupid bullshit every single place I go. Just like all other gang stalking victims, which is why they call it gang stalking. You're ganged upon by people you don't know, so the community, through the community members, so the community members can apply gang stalking techniques around you concerning you, and then when you go to try and catch them, they magically stop. Oh, absolutely. And today, I didn't really catch a lot so far today. Why? Because I was listening to this tape recorder with my noise cancellation headphones on, trying to block it out, what they were propping up. Okay? So, I don't know how well my recording tape recorder on me that's recording right now, I don't know how much that picked up. Because this tape recorder was playing an audio file for the most of the morning. Okay? See, even because they when I first got here, and because I'm plugging my chargers and stuff, and they gave me permission to do so. So when I first got here, okay, within seconds of me plugging my shit in, they had already started propping people up to say it. So I just got out my fucking tape recorder and started playing an audio file, okay, in order to block it out, and then I re-put on my headphones. So I don't know how much of it was caught so far today. But if they continue to do it like when I go on inside, and I'm not playing something, it'll catch it. So think about this, because if after I make this video and then make the other video, I'm going to send this video to my email account. Once I send it to my email account, it's got an electronic time and date stamp on it. My tape recorder is running by an electronic time and date stamp on it. So whether it's caught today or not, later on when I go inside to do my grocery shopping, and then go to my post office, and maybe Best Buy, if it's caught along any of my other routes today, it will show that I'm telling the truth concerning what I endured here. Because think about what I'm saying. The stalking of game stalking is illegal tracking, where they track you everywhere to prop up the bullshit. Okay? And then if you go to try and catch it, they monitor what your phone activity is. So then, when they see you're bringing up Periscope, because a lot of times they'll try and do things to bait you to respond to it, so that your response to it, like trying to catch them on video, can be viewed as somebody who's claiming that they're experiencing this, that sounds bizarre, so they must be crazy. So then they'll stop it, what they're doing, as soon as you fucking bring up Periscope. Oh, absolutely. Which is why I'm going to paste that URL link. Hold on a second. Which is why I'm going to paste that URL link. This is the tape recorder that's been in the recording mode for the last almost, 5.5 hours. Okay. So, what you got to understand about this crime is this crime will do anything and everything. Anything and everything, okay, in order to mentally bait you into any type of response, a verbal response, a physical response, okay, an emotional response, a thinking response, and that's related to concern what the internet is saying, R&M, for brain training purposes. Okay, so just, Dr. John Hall in his satellite terrorism videos, if you watch enough of his videos, you'll clearly see him say that one of the main motives for all of the communicators, props, and harassment is to excite a response for the sake of R&M. Okay, oh, absolutely. So, that's another clever, I'm going to let my viewers know that is another clever technique. This is like the third time these cycles have done this shit around me here, where they'll prop up the harassment, and then they'll prop up people who have been used in the past, and they'll have them stand together and engage in a fake conversation. Because they know in the past when they've done this, the fake conversations were when they were repeating the words and phrases that I talked to you about. So they know that you've seen them do it. They know you've heard them do it. So then on subsequent days, when they're trying to make you look like an idiot or a crazy person, they'll prop up the same people. They know you got your phone on. So you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to try and see if I can catch them. All right, so you bring up Periscope, you make a prediction about catching them doing what you're saying they're doing, and then they stop. Okay? And then they just magically stop. Why? Because when you bring up a Periscope video and you say, let's see if you hear gang stalk, oh my god, or suck D-S-C-K, do you notice how quiet it is here right now? Okay, well, this is the first time it's been quiet. I've been here for over an hour, and this is the first time it's been quiet all day. The first time. So you notice how quiet my tape recorder is recording the difference of how quiet it is right now. Ratio to how bad it was before I brought it up. Before I started making this video. Okay? So you gotta understand something about these little satanic rats. They'll adjust their behavior. The whole harassment is about adjusted behavior. Time synchronized behavior. Influencing you and psychically driving you into a response that they believe that you'll engage in because they've watched all your responses on prior dates. Absolutely. Watching your video activity on prior dates when they propped it up. Oh, absolutely. So as soon as I get done making this video, I'm going to go directly to YouTube, and I'm going to bring up that YouTube playlist URL link, and then I'm going to immediately open Periscope back up and paste its YouTube link right back up. Absolutely. If you make a video saying they're wearing color coding around you, and then all of a sudden they'll start wearing that color coding around you. Why? Because they want you to point the phone at the people who are doing it, so when they stage an event on a later date, and the person who's part of the event is wearing that type of color coding, and you say, I know this is because of gang stalking because they got color coding on, they'll say, are you crazy? What's wrong with you? Are you nuts? Well, even doctors and scientists who helped develop remote neural monitoring and other technology used on gang stalking victims, like ex-CIA scientist Dr. Robert Duncan, he's been on national radio shows talking about color coding connected to gang stalking crimes. See, so you gotta understand how gang stalking works. These 6 satanic fucking, like when you go to Google and type into Google how color coding connected to the sensitization method of gang stalking, they know that if they bombard any victim with that constantly, everywhere the victim goes, they're eventually gonna get sick of it. And since they know the victim knows they're powerless about getting help concerning this crime through the police and the courts and all those other crazy demonic rats in the system, well then they know the only real recourse left the victim has is to prove they're enduring it. Okay? Now how do you prove you're enduring it? You try and catch them. So after they sensitize you to everything they got you sensitized to, they'll prop up jerks and idiots that they've used on prior dates. They'll make sure you see them, they'll make sure you hear them, and then after you see them and hear them, they believe that one of your next steps will be to try and catch them. So you bring up something to try and catch them, and they stop. Oh, absolutely. I mean, these are the most desperate psychos I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh, absolutely. Which is why I'm not even really talking a lot about the color coding. So let's see if any homeless assholes or anybody else messes with me while I'm still here. And then when I pack up my shit to go inside to do my shopping, and then when I come back next time, let's see if I can no longer charge my chargers for any reason, or any events happening on any subsequent days. Because these little sick maggots will do anything and use anybody at any time, anywhere. Why do you think they call it the gang of gang stalking? Because it's multiple different people they're using. They can use employees and managers of grocery stores, and employees. Use people who will come in acting as customers. Absolutely. Same thing concerning every place the victim goes. So when you go to Google and type in at Google restaurants, movie theaters, banks, post offices, coffee shops, libraries, universities, type in the name of any type of business to gang stalking. Then go to Google and type in the name of any 20 well-known businesses to gang stalking. Starbucks, Jack in the Box, Burger King, McDonald's, okay, Home Depot, Sears. Type in, just do what I'm telling you to do. And then you're going to see that there's no way that all these different exposures can be going on related to all these identified types of places and then specific places, okay, if nothing was going on. And by the way, grocery stores is one of the biggest motherfucking places they're perpetrating gang stalking at. Because they know every human being's got to eat, meaning every victim's got to eat. Oh, absolutely. Oh, and by the way, I already got video and audio evidence. I got massive audio evidence of being gang stalked here, like you would not believe. Oh, absolutely. Oh, and let me just give you one last tidbit of information here, and then I'm going to let you go. And then I will go to YouTube and do that thing I talked about a few minutes ago. Check this out. Back in August of 2015, I went into these San Diego City Hall and approached the counter where some police officers. See, they used to have a counter inside of City Hall that was dedicated to San Diego police, and the police would literally be right there at the counter. So I went in and I said I want to make a police report about these text messages that was sent to my older phone as I was utilizing Rose Canyon Park by people I do not know at all. And there was at least 130 text messages from 3 different phone numbers sent to that phone by people I do not know at all. And 99.8% of all of them was gang stalking and gang stalking harassment. I mean, there was a couple of them where they literally said, yes, we're the ones who are gang stalking you. Literally. They literally even sent me letters in the mail saying you've been moved to level 4 targeting. Okay? Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's the most stupid demonic bullshit that you can think of. But check this out. So when I made the police report, he only put down in the police report the death threats in the text messages. He didn't put down any of the text messages that says, even some text messages were showing, oh my God, being repeated over and over and over again, like 30 times in one text message, where it was just constantly repeated, nothing but it, constantly repeated in uppercase letters, just back to back. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. All right? Oh, absolutely. And then, we gang stalking you, bitch, and shit like that. So when I showed it to the cops, they took a look at them. I watched them scroll through them all. And the only ones he made a police report about were the death threats, right? And then he went on to say, Miss Williams thinks that people are getting around her and talking about gang stalking everywhere she goes, right? Now, that police report was dated, I think, around September 1st, 2015. The San Diego prosecutors and public defenders were caught doing it on October 23rd, 2015, and on a couple days prior to that, and a couple days after that. And many other people inside of the courthouse were caught doing it as well. And many people were caught on video and audio doing it in San Diego City Hall on massive amounts of dates. Okay, including before I'd go and approach the police counter in City Hall. Literally caught. And you're going to see some of this shit when you bring up the videos in the playlist that I'm getting ready to link in a Periscope video that I'm going to make here, okay, in about 1 minute after I conclude this video, because I got to go into YouTube to bring it up. So I got to let you go because I'm getting low on battery. All right, everybody, thank you for listening. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.